5,000 miles away, China. Fight school. 10 pupils have already become 8. Now they face even tougher challenges. There will be a strongest and a weakest. The strongest will decide who the weakest must fight. Soon, there will be 7.
You was the strongest. You will lead by example. Wherever you are as a martial artist, you will conduct yourself as a martial artist.
5:30 a.m. in the fight school courtyard. Another punishment.
You will learn discipline. You will go down and assume the press-up position.
Last night, Don committed the ultimate martial arts crime. As the fight loser, Domenica, walks out, he blanked her, refusing the traditional bow of respect.
Next time somebody bows to you, you make sure you bow back. Is that understood? I never want to see that happen again.
Don blamed Domenica for revealing a secret. His sister Mylene was in the pop group Hearsay.
Continue the count, Joe!
Now everyone is paying the price.
One gets punished, you all get punished.
The teachers, known as Shifus, are determined to teach Don a lesson. Shifu Nathan, nicknamed the Megatron.
Get up!
Shifu Clive.
When you think this is tough, you do not know half of what we have been through to get where we are today.
And Shifu Becky.
Believe it or not, we see a lot more than what you think. You've got some real work to do.
Don thinks the others are on his side.
All my classmates have been really supportive, and I thank them a lot for that, because that meant a lot to me.
When I was fighting, I got my jaw broken in 3 places, and I still stood up and bowed to my opponent. She broke my face.
If he stood there and did that to me, I think I'd knock him out.
Now Don's summoned to the Peace Garden and the Grand Master. Simon Lau first entered a school like this when he was 7. He learned respect. Now he demands it.
Don, the student bows to the teacher bows to the truth. When the student bows to the teacher, he or she will accept the set of boundaries. You can dismiss.
But Don is unrepentant.
It might sound arrogant, and it will sound disrespectful, but I don't regret doing that. Don't get me wrong, I respect her as a martial artist, and I respect her as a person, but I just didn't like what she did there.
All your personal stuff aside, she went out there, she fought her heart out, which is a really hard thing to do. And I think just from that, you should have just bowed to her. And just thought, well, I'm still glad you're going home.
But I can't be bothered wasting my energy if I've got to do 500 press-ups and trying to talk people around, because it ain't gonna happen. But yeah, I'd do it again. I don't care.
Don must work hard to prove himself again. The first challenge is approaching.
Turn to face Grandmaster. Bow. You have entered the tomb of the White Lotus.
Pupils must punch with such speed and force that they blow out the candle without contact.
Your challenge is to put out all 6 candles.
Whoever gets round first can then attempt a 7th candle. Danny starts off against Susan.
Ready, do this, begin!
Only those with martial arts training should attempt this test. Danny's blows are particularly strong. He practices Choi Lee Foot, one of the toughest forms of Kung Fu.
You're in the dark, you've got to finish that candle before you can go on to the next. If you don't do that, you know, and you can sort of hear the movement of the other person, so you're like, oh, please come out.
You'll have to do it quick, and as you reach that flame, you have to make it a snap. And as it snaps, it puts out the flame.
still on the 5th candle as Danny reaches the last. Next are Em and Paul.
Some of the people that took part in that task made it look excellent. I thought that Em had a lot of grace and a lot of style.
He was one ahead of me, but they were just going out quite easily. I think the longest time was the 3rd time. And then we caught each other up.
And when I realised she was on the last one, she looked at me, I looked at her, and it was a case of, I'm going to get it first.
When Paul did put out the final candle, he did actually slap his palm onto it, which was what put it out.
I just wonder if she had had a go, if she could have put it out.
Ready?
It's now Ali against Don.
Let's begin.
Can he come back?
Ali was good in her style, but unfortunately went round in the wrong order.
I put my 6th one out, I was going on to my 7th, and Don was still just about to go on to his 6th. I thought I did brilliantly until Nathan stopped me, so I didn't understand why. I thought it was a bit unfair.
Don gets the final candle. Ali's not pleased.
Our weakest.
I said Ali.
Ali.
She was the only student that didn't follow a strict guideline that she was given, and it was made clear before the start.
I would say my strongest would have to be Paul.
I'm split between Paul and Em because he did put it out with his palm.
Because of that error and because of that misjudgment, I would put Em in front.
I would have thought Paul would have nicked it on sheer speed, style, and he brought the power with it.
The demands of fight school are unrelenting. Between challenges, the pupils must train, train, and train. 19-year-old Alex, the youngest pupil, holds 14 trophies and has a junior instructor's belt. But 2 days ago, after one challenge, he had to be carried off by Shifu Clive.
The king of the horse riding task injured me the most, but if I could do it again, I wouldn't do any differently, because I was proud of my attempt.
Now just walking hurts.
Physically, I've never ever been pushed like this in my life. I'm not so pleased about the way I'm performing at the moment. I know that I can do better, and I've been a bit slowed down in the last couple of days, and I really want to pick it up and try and do my best, because I know that if I do my best, I can do it.
Emma's looking pained too, but for her the problem is living in fight school, especially the food.
I like my food plain. I don't like rubbish. Don't like it. I like it. And I'm the only one not eating the fruit. Don't really like sauce.
It's like you're moaning. Just snap out of that. Because if you come with a negative energy, you don't only transfer it to yourself, you actually pass it down the line. So because you're going, oh, I don't want this, oh, everybody else start to think, oh, I don't want this. What you got to do is be more positive, all right? You got it?
Yeah.
Good.
Meanwhile, alliances are starting to form.
I think Danny looks up to Don a little bit because we've got a lot in common, but Danny is a little more introverted, though I think he sort of looks to him to see how we should play things.
So what would you like, sir?
Now Danny's decided to have a haircut like Don.
I'd give him a Freya tuck, make him look like a real
like
one.
that and do like a Becky.
I think it's usually like that, so leave it like that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Just shave off your quiff.
You look like you've got really receding hairline. Really big butt.
It's got a spend more in hair.
Ben got him Danny's son.
The Grandmaster's assistant strikes the bangser, the old Chinese way of announcing time. Whatever's happening, the strict fight school timetable must be followed.
Students, go to your dinner now.
now, please. Danny, straight up into dinner, right now. In you go.
Hello. Good night.
It's all right, Dad.
Is this chicken? Tell you what, David Beckham, ER. Is this chicken or not?
After lunch, the new look complete, Danny checks it out.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay, it's okay, you know. We look hardcore.
He compares with Don. After the break, Alex's feet get worse. Can he carry on?
It hurts a lot when I stand, but I can stand if I have to.
Susan is pushed to the limit.
Your name's Sugar? Sorry.
And the girls are late up. When will they learn?
If I tell you something, you will do it. My clear.
Fight school pupils are among Britain's toughest martial artists, but even they find the challenges hard going. Paul's already had to confront his fear of heights, climbing a 16-foot pole.
Come on, believe in yourself!
When I'm at a height, it just feels like the ground's a long, 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 long way away.
He didn't make it. Now he's at a rumour about the next challenge.
I believe the game involves walking a rope at a very great height. And I do have a fear of heights.
The Peace Garden, one of the Grandmaster's training sessions.
The mind in rest is the most powerful input. One deep breath, you breathe in. When you breathe out.
Paul hopes another lesson in Qigong will help. It involves concentrating the mind for greater control of the body.
Your inner environment is crucial.
That kind of focus on yourself is a positive energy. As soon as you go into using that in the task, when you're able to be that much stronger, it takes away that fear.
But will it work in the challenge? The leopard crawl, 10 feet high, surrounded by flames.
You must crawl from one side of the rope to the other. You will require balance, strength, and confidence.
Like all fight school challenges, it is not for the uninitiated. Don goes first, against Danny.
Ready?
Paul has to watch and wait as they cross the fire.
I know I've got a lot of work to do because I was demoted to the weakest last night. I've just got to work harder. So if you don't get your balance, then you're down. But then if you manage to get your balance and keep your composure, then you're away.
I just wanted to be safe, so I went at a steady pace. But then I just saw in the corner of my eye this super slug just went.
Don's first across the flames before dropping down.
Just people in there who's scared of heights. Paul stature that if the bench is 2 feet high, I'm probably scared of standing on it. You can see him. You can see the fear in his eyes.
When I went up there, ladder, I looked down. That's a far way down.
Ready? Go! Ready? Go!
The wait's over for Paul. He's racing against Ali.
Relax your leg. Come on, Paul. Come on, Paul. Relax, relax. No, relax. Dismount, please. Dismount. Back up the ladder again.
Straight up, come on, it's the race. Concentrate. Keep your eyes forward, don't look down.
Ali finishes. Paul's determined to cross the flames.
Concentrate, Paul. Concentrate. Relax the leg. That's good.
Susan looks on.
Yourself forward. That's good concentration. That's it. That's halfway. Keep going. Keep your balance all the time. Stay with it. Keep going. Keep going. Good effort. Well done. Excellent. Dismount.
It's the second time I was just like, I'm gonna do this. I'm doing things that I never thought I could ever do.
For me, that takes courage. Yeah.
Everybody else was stopping, sometimes 4 foot short and dropping down as soon as they could. He was the only person that physically touched the pole at the other end.
I have to say I did it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Can Em and Susan do
Ready?
as well?
Go! One leg hangs. That's good. Good, Em. Susan was very slow. Everything was centimetre by centimetre. Relax, Susan, that's good.
As soon as I seen it, my nerves went. I think adrenaline just kept me going.
One hand at a time to pull yourself, not 2 together. One at a time. I don't think she really grasped the idea of the task. Most people, by the time they got to halfway, they were moving quite fluently across the rope. Good, Susan. Bring that back leg closer to you slightly so you find it slightly easier. Good. Keep going. That's good.
She actually dismounted quite already, as if she wanted to just get off of there. She didn't want to be there. She was uncomfortable.
It's awful. I don't think I looked about this far away along the rope. I was glad to get off. Didn't care how I got off. My nerves still go. Sorry.
You've done well. Hey. Susan wasn't very comfortable with it. She done a courageous job getting across. All, you know, admiration to her.
I'm going to tell you now, the one that impressed me the most is Paul. He has overcome his biggest fear.
Paul done a fantastic job. I agree with everything you said. Weakest for me would have been Susan.
There was no confidence from start to finish. Her dismount was poor. Paul is the strongest, Susan is the weakest.
Day 6 in fight school. Tonight, 2 pupils will fight. The boys are up and ready. Unlike the girls.
All the lads are waiting now on there soon.
No. What? They're ready?
Yeah.
We haven't even had 5 minutes yet.
No.
Sorry. They want me to look like a jam rat then.
Fine.
What is the difference between you and them? Me waiting for you. You will learn that if I tell you something, you will do it. Am I clear?
Yes, she said.
Am I clear?
The girls' lateness means more punishment for all the pupils.
Put your arms out. Walk up and down there until I tell you when. Go. You should have something from here that no one else have, and if you haven't, then you haven't learned a thing. Whether it be strength, whether it be tactics, whether it be technique. Some of you look as if, oh, do we have to do that? Oh, why should I do this? Oh, why should I do that? Oh, I just want to go. Oh, I feel tired. You'll accept it. Discipline here says you should have a good mind. Sometimes there are things you don't want to do, but you have to do. I'll relax. I cannot stand this. We don't stand like this in a class. We're not models. We don't work in catalogs and we don't sell clothes.
From now on, you will line up and be ready to start your day without us having to come and get you.
Alex is suffering. His feet are getting worse.
The heels of my feet have inflamed, and constantly pounding them on the hard floor has made them swell up. It's tough always pushing yourself that extra level. I find it really difficult to walk at the moment, and that's never happened to me on both feet. Just taking it easy now. But it's only going to be short-lived because there's another fight. And at the moment, I think I'm going to be fighting all the time. Unless I win it, unless I win the strongest. I do feel tested. I love being down and out, and people think I'm not going to be able to make it, and that's when I really like to push.
And you gave it your best.
Meanwhile, the girls look for sympathy from Shifu Clive. They don't get it.
Because it's always easy to drive ourselves when we feel like it. And you should never judge yourself as a martial artist on how well you train on a good day. Because we all have good days. You can go for it now, or you can walk away from it and then have to live with the fact that you've done that. You know, just face up to everything you've got to do. Take every challenge, every time you step in there, give it 100%. You're better off being the strongest.
The next challenge will use one of the weapons developed as martial arts spread from China across Asia to Japan. In the Peace Garden, the Grand Master awaits.
One of the ways to practice our breathing techniques is using the blowpipe.
As each pupil takes their turn, the Grand Master's assistant will fill the traditional Chinese water timer.
By the time the water runs out, you should have fired 5 darts. The winner will be the one closest to the center of the target. Time begins now.
The target swings. Aim and timing are critical. Paul has yellow darts.
It requires good stance, concentration, and discipline.
Time's running out. Paul only has 3 darts left.
Correct breathing technique enhances the power of our punching and our kicking.
When you've got the water clock against you, it's pressure and timing and speed and breath as well. When it's skill, you know, because you probably just hit.
Paul gets 2 hits. The nearest to the bullseye will stay.
Me hitting the target was luck. It wasn't skill.
Emma's next, with green darts. She beats Paul with her first dart.
Excellent.
Amazed. I even hit the target. I couldn't even hit a still target in practice. I nearly killed a bird.
Be swift. Your time is running out. Quickly now. Good. Quickly now. Good.
Emma hits the target 4 times.
That is it.
Next is Danny, with blue darts.
Focus. Good.
Danny hits the target just once.
I'm not used to blowing, so...
That's what I had.
You know what you need to do to win this game? The time begins now.
Don follows, firing purple darts.
Good.
First 2, they went in okay. They went in pretty hard, just trying to get in closer and closer, but I just couldn't time it right.
Quickly. Focus.
Don hits the target 3 times. Still, no one's beaten Emma's green darts.
Are you ready?
Luckily, Alex doesn't have to use his feet in this challenge.
Focus.
It takes so much focus and focus and focus and focus. So all we've been doing here is learning how to focus. Oh God, I think I could focus for Britain now.
Aim higher. That was just your timing. Good. Now you know you can do it. Susan, take your position, please. Yours are the brown darts.
Susan's not done well in the challenges so far. The pressure is on.
You would be on target, it's only your timing that's incorrect. Swiftly now. This time, sharp breath.
Susan misses with all 5 darts.
Closest dart is Emma.
Emma's won, though the others have also made an impression.
My strongest through his consistency would be Don, even though Emma won the game. The pendulum was swinging a lot when Don managed to hit it.
The weakest for me would have to be Susan. It was like she was blowing out a candle. Rather than taking deep breathing, she was going to...
Susan really didn't control her breathing at all. She was very poor. She would be the weakest at this challenge.
For lunch today, the Grand Master has allowed the pupils a treat.
Chicken.
Fantastic. God, they've spoiled us.
But is it good enough for Emma?
Get this down, yeah. Come on, this is
That was like a pigeon head in that.
Still bubbly.
Don's mind wanders.
You could do with a beer.
Yeah. Beer? I didn't hear that. Beer? Do you really want that cold beer? No, see. You too, right? I think we will now call you two Tom and Jerry. You're always whispering to him about something, and he's always whispering to you. You're always bumping heads when you're doing something.
What about Bill and Ben?
Meanwhile, Emma is at last getting to grips with one meal.
My God, she's eating all her food.
Let's give her a round of applause.
It will soon be decided who's weakest, who's strongest, who will fight. There is one final challenge.
This next challenge is known as Snake and Eagle Shadow.
Alex and Paul will stand back to back. The Shifus will attack them with padded sticks.
This exercise is to defend your chest, the stomach, and also your partner's back.
They must stay inside the hoop.
If your stance is ill-disciplined, you will be penalized. Ready?
Every hit to their body or their opponent's back counts against them.
Keep your hands up. Keep your back. Erect your back. Keep your back erect. Come on, get your stance correct.
I was very fast with the stick, and it caught me off guard quite a few times.
I hit him at will.
Don't push him. Don't push him.
He then tried to cover up and curl and exposed his partner's back.
Sit his back. Again, we've got to take into consideration that he's also got injured foot. Again.
For me, I was a little bit disappointed with Paul. I think he's got quite fast hands, even though he's a kickboxer. I thought he would have had the ability to be able to knock that pad out of the way and see it coming, time it a little bit better.
Get your guard correct. Again, he hit the back.
Paul makes a good block to finish.
Go round if you can move in a circle. Okay, time.
Don and Em are next.
Don started to formulate to it, but I hit his opponent's back more times than I hit Alex's opponent's back.
Again, you let them hit your partner's back. Stance, ill discipline.
The Shifu's blows are getting through to both.
I was disappointed with Em. Yeah, I didn't actually score that many points on her because she covered her body well, but she didn't move and she didn't cooperate with who she was working with.
You've got to do it with some style, which I didn't have, but you just try and keep your back together.
Come on, get your guard right. React. That's better. Much better. Okay. Ready.
It's the last chance for Susan against Danny. She was the weakest again in the last challenge.
Strongest on my side would have been Susan.
Shifu Clive got some really good hits on me, but I hit it a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Danny was very good. Every time he blocked, he tried to make a point of actually knocking the pad away, so I always had to put it back to rechamber to attack him again.
Sessions I just in this phase. Doesn't mean when I got jabbed and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I tried to adopt a different style. Style of, don't get hit!
strongest?
Danny.
I would say Danny as well. The weakest is Alex, the strongest is Danny.
The challenge, which pupil is strongest, which is weakest.
I think I'll probably be the weakest, but if I do end up fighting you, can I stand on your feet? You still okay?
Grandmaster Lau, we come to give you our opinion of the strongest because of his consistency, his ability to overcome his fears.
No, relax. Back up the ladder again. Straight up, come on, it's the race!
And weakest pupil.
I could be fighting tonight, yeah, definitely.
I don't think he'd pick Alex again because he's just battered and he's just full.
Ali shows a slight lack of discipline in my eyes.
I'm just consistently bad all the time, but not as bad as the worst people. Your name's still good.
Susan is fallen behind the rest and have lost all concentration.
Thank you for your advice. I will take that into consideration.
Alex's feet have continued to deteriorate. It's now crunch time for the fight decisions. He has to see the fight school doctor. If he's chosen, will he be fit?
It hurts a lot when I stand, but I can stand if I have to.
Behind Alex's back, the other pupils have already discussed his injury.
Who do you reckon's going to be fighting tonight?
I think Alex, just because you've got an injury, it's not an excuse.
Yeah, that's true.
If they think he is, then it's like you should fight again no matter what, and whether he's battered or not.
Yeah.
But then it shouldn't be like that. And if a girl gets chosen as the weakest, the strongest will pick another girl.
No, I think they'll pick a boy.
Yeah.
And I reckon that'll be me. Yeah. I reckon it's...
Yeah.
Probably the weakest fighters.
Probably.
I can't stand it. When I pull it up, it hurts.
Okay, you start yesterday, right? Okay, have a look. Okay, what about here?
That's it, yeah.
That's where it hurt.
That's where it hurts most.
So what did you do?
Alex's problems began 3 days ago.
We had to stand like that for a long time.
Okay.
After the break, will Alex be fit to go on?
I don't want to go just yet. If I'm in the last state, that's not good enough for me.
As the Grand Master makes his walk of judgment, who'll be the strongest and the weakest? And who will fight?
A good group, but you know someone's going to be going.
Alex is about to get the fight school doctor's verdict. Can he be picked for tonight's fight?
Actually, I know there is a fight tonight, but based on your symptoms now, you saw when you stand up, maybe I don't think you are fit tonight for the fight. Can you understand that?
Yeah.
Stay.
Alex will have to sit this one out. The fight school courtyard. The Grand Master begins his walk of judgment. The pupils will now find out which of them is strongest and weakest.
Pay your respects to the Grand Master.
To stay in fight school, the weakest must then fight whoever the strongest chooses. Yesterday, Don incurred the wrath of the Shifus for his lack of respect. Is he still in disgrace?
You show disrespect, but learn well. You overcome phobia, you're strongest.
Paul faced up to his fears and beat them. So who'll be the weakest? Emma's found fight school hard to swallow, especially the food.
Stop resisting circumstances. You try hard, but the weakest pupil.
Susan will fight.
There was no confidence from start to finish, and I don't think she really grasped the idea of the task.
She was very poor.
was like she was blowing out a candle. Rather than taking deep breathing, she was going to... And for that, I don't think it's good enough.
Who Susan fights will be decided by Paul.
Paul, on this occasion, you will not be allowed to choose Alex. He is carrying an injury and is not fit to fight.
Paul can choose anyone for any reason, friend or foe. He can even make the sacrifice himself.
At the end of dinner, I'll ask you to come to the end of the table and make your announcement. Okay?
Can I make it now?
Please do.
I'd like to nominate Emma to fight Kimberly.
Okay. Get your dinner, ladies and gents. Get some food inside.
The decision was more of a case of someone that I haven't seen fight before, and seeing how Emma would perform a continuous bout.
Everyone says I haven't got the killer streak or the killer instinct in me, but I can still go out there and try. I think this will definitely be the fight of my life tonight. Definitely. How's on? Yeah.
You think you're all fresh, ready for the fight, but you find that the week that you've just been through really catches up on you and it's really tiring. Can't hardly lift my legs.
Anything can happen in the fight. Yeah.
That is the part where you get eliminated.
Gotta have my mascara on to go and fight. This is the most important thing about any fight, obviously. Just makes it look more dramatic. I still haven't perfected it.
It's hard to say who you think is going to win a fight. You can't always tell. I don't know. You just have to wait and see.
Right, honey. I was like you. Absolute pieces. You'll forget the pain. I promise you, you'll forget the pain when you're out there.
Once I get started, I'll probably be okay. Emma's got a good degree of control, and I'm not scared of being hurt, which is probably a bonus. If I was fighting someone like Danny, I'd probably just be thinking, oh my God, check my bones are intact before I go in.
The fight's arena. The whole school is gathered. The pupils enter. The Grand Master will preside over 3 rounds.
Turn and face the Grand Master. Pay your respects. Susan, you have been chosen as the weakest pupil. Step onto the fight arena, please. Emma, you have been selected by Paul to fight. Please step on to the fight arena.
Fight school uses strict martial arts rules of combat. Emma and Susan are highly trained martial artists.
Turn and face each other. Bow. Take your fight stance. Fight!
Susan is quick on the attack.
Quicker, Emma!
Emma's slow to get in her stride.
Speed up! Speed up! That's it, speed up! And again, speed up! Good, good, good! Speed up with those legs! Speed up with your legs! Come on, Emma! You can hit! That's better! Again, again! Come up with that! Good! Again! Focus! And again with the leg! Pick it up! Again!
Susan, the weakest, takes the first round.
You're gonna have to start kicking, okay? You're kicking too slow. You're waiting. Kick only when you see the target, and actually don't let her get off her kicks first. Kick 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 times, okay?
You're doing good. You're counter kicking well. Keep working it. You've got good punches, good solid shots. The kicks match hers. Every time she scored a kick, you scored a kick.
Susan's fighting good. She's keeping it the way her style. She's using her hands and legs together. If Emma starts to use her legs properly in the way that she can, it could be a very different fight.
Keep your work rate up and start working your boxing techniques. You've got strong hands, you've got solid shots. Everything that you've put out has been good. Now work on it.
I want it faster, I want it stronger, okay?
Sir.
You're not quick enough. I want twice as fast as you can go, okay?
Yes, sir.
Shifu Nathan's advice takes immediate effect. Emma uses hook kicks. Susan is reduced to boxing back. Around each, it all hangs on the third.
You've got to get busier with the feet. I want to fake, then bam with the leg.
One more round to go. Work your hand combinations. They work well. A couple of times you've got her on the back foot then, got falling backwards. She can't kick you from there.
I think Emma's got control of the fight. I'm hoping that Susan's going to step it up a little bit.
Emma's looking a lot stronger, holding her own. She's fighting her own fight. Susie's just looking a bit tired. Emma's bringing on the heat.
Look at me. Chin up. Focus. Switch on. You know what you're here to do. You know you want to do well. Let's go out there and do it.
She's fighting to stay there. Don't go on, okay?
Final round.
Wait. Good. Pick her off. Good. Pick her off. That's it. Pick her off.
Good.
Come on, Susan. Double up. That's it. Work the hand kick up. Get it up. Side kick up, Susan. Get it up.
Come on, go left.
Get it up, Susan. Get it up. Get it up, Susan. Get it up. You can pick it up.
Good. Well done. Opposite each other. Brilliant fight. Brilliant, both of you. Battle each other. Good. Turn and face the Grandmaster. Pay respects.
The Shifus discuss their verdict.
It was a fantastic fight. Emma definitely lost the first round. Susan clearly won it. But I know she's ill. Gallant effort, but I gave the second and third rounds to Emma, 2-1 winner.
I feel Emma put up a bad fight in the first round, same as you. But the last 2 rounds, she was clearly a victim. But we must bear in mind that Susan put up one heck of a fight. I think she did great.
I think she got fatigued in the last 2 rounds. She made a good comeback in the last 10 seconds of the final round. Susan should be proud of what she's done here. I think she's learnt a lot and she's given it her absolute best. And I'm very proud of her.
But the ultimate decision is the Grandmaster's. He will order who will stay and who must leave.
That's the part you always don't know about. And that part of you is always surprise you. But it's no longer surprise you because you found the inner strength. But now, you to leave the fight school and begin your new journey. I'm happy for you. You'll stay at fight school.
from what we saw tonight, I think Emma only showed like 70% of what she's potentially got. She's got a lot more.
I feel quite confident now. I think that tomorrow's tasks I will put quite a bit more effort in. It does boost you quite a lot to win. I feel quite confident now. I think that tomorrow's tasks I will put quite a bit more effort in. It does boost you quite a lot to win a fight like this.
Susan must pack and leave.
Oh, closed again.
I was just exhausted up there and I was just trying to get out of the way, basically. But everyone was saying as well, oh, you know, she's not that good with her hands, but I tell you now, she's got a good dig on it.
When someone goes who's lowering you in most of the challenges, you know you've got to back your ideas up because it's getting closer to you.
We're all going to fight one day, and whoever I fight to win, so it doesn't really matter to me.
I'm definitely proud of myself that I've even got this far and the things I've done, and I've realised I'm a lot stronger than I thought. So.
I think the people who are kind of like staying now really fighting to stay in first floor.
Definitely a good win it. She puts her mind to it, yeah.
I'm taking my robe because I really like it. I'm not sad to be out of Shifu Nathan's way. Just ask to do everything. You feel like saying, you know, excuse me, can I burp? It's just being a nightmare.
Next time on Fight School, Shifu Nathan is on to Don and Danny.
You two are. I'm not blaming Don, I'm blaming you. What is your problem? I want the truth.
The going gets tough, and the tough get going.
What's your technique, pal?
Oh my god, I gotta do this.
And Alex must recover, or else.
Someone else. Don't lie.
Will he make it to do this?